works. Did I dot all my I's and cross all my T's? I don't. Let's see. I think YouTube just went live. And Twitch is also live. Okay, that worked. That worked. And that worked. I think we're live. Sweet. All right, let's get started. So today, the title is a bit of a sneaky one because I just need to finish the puzzle database integration. I've put it live on beta, but there's some issues. And I need to update the database and all this stuff. But I thought to kind of Christian the puzzle database, let's do some things we can do with it, such as finding all the puzzles with 3 in the corners. And my puzzle info table here does have sort of decoded versions of the puzzles, but most importantly, it has solutions. So what I'm going to try to find, I'm going to query where, MongoDB query length of string. I want to query all the strings, all the solution strings that are 81 characters long. Where, well, that's not how it works. So where match length. So where, how does it work? Length match length. Length. Wait. str length. Ooh. So if I say, can I just do strlen cp of solution? There must be a better way than doing an aggregate. Yeah. Find. So can I do just expression greater than str length solution, comma, or equal, actually, eq 81. And then close that and close that. If I do this, how many do we get? 22,000. Okay. And now we basically need to figure out all the 3s and corners, right? So if I have a look at this, and I don't think I have syntax highlighting for MongoDB. Nope. We basically want to have all the solutions that have a 3 in the first position. So we have row 1, column 1. That's 0th position. The 8th position, i.e. top right. The 81st, it's bottom left. And then 9 to the left of that, right? So 81 minus 9 is 72. Right. So if I want to do an AND here, explain, no, options, inside, correction, yeah, that's fine, expression, can I just do an AND? db filter and. Do I just use $and here? Cool. So I guess I'll just do $and then an array where the first element is this. And that should be a straight up replacement for this query. Right? Yeah. And then the next one is where MongoDB match character in string. We'll just do regx. So we'll just do regx. No. We'll do we'll do dollar solution, dollar regex, like that. Actually, the length 81 might not be necessary. Oh, well, yeah. But we can skip it for now. In fact, we can just try it with this. So we can just say regex. So we can just put a regular expression in here. We'll do start 3. And I think that's it, right? And then we can just do a dot 80. And then dollar. In fact, then we don't need the length one, because that also basically forces the length. Unknown topological solution, you have a field name that starts with an @ symbol. Consider using get field or set field. Okay, maybe I don't need the @ symbol here. Alright, that's 2,745 that have a solution in the upper left corner. Cool. So now I should be able to do an or, actually, not an and. Or, and this will be one of them. The second one will be where we have eight characters, like that. Then we'll have a 3, and then we'll have 81 minus 9. 81 minus 9 is 80. 81 minus 9 is 72. Right? 8 plus 72 is 80, plus 1 is 91. So that should get us 2 of them. Hey, T-Star. Well, just had a power cut, so the stream is super late. Well, that wasn't great, but so far, it's been not too bad. Toby gave me a Father's Day gift. Oh, so sweet of him. Never received one before. It doesn't like this. Why? What's wrong about this? We've got the or. We've got solution regex or solution regex that. When do I get rid of that? Oh, the stars. Superfluous. Alright, we have 2,400 of those. And then the next one will be... let's do the last one. That's 80, then a 3, and then the end. So that would be all the ones with 80 in the bottom right, with a 3 in the bottom right. There's about 2,631. And then the one with the blah, 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 with the bottom left is 81 minus 9 is 7... 81 minus 9 is 72. Then a 3. And then 8 more. Right? Did I mess that up? 2,500. And interesting enough, there's a very similar number of each, around between 2 and 3,000. Now let's see how many there are in total. Oh, a lot more. That is interesting. The other thing I want to see, can I make use this check to just check for 81 characters in the solution instead of using the length check, right? So if I do this, I get 22,446. And if I use this one, should be the same, right? 22,446. Sweet. So we don't actually need that because this one already forces that. Now, I'm trying to think if I can do a singular regular expression that expresses this. I mean, short of ORing these 4, which I guess is a legitimate way of doing it, right? So we can say beginning, end, and in between we have either this, or this, or this, or this, I believe, right? And then we can just use that, and that should get us the 9,434 puzzles have 3s in corners. Now that's only 9 by 9s. Now, to do it for all puzzle types and take region and transition would be a lot more complicated, but it's definitely an exercise I might go through because parsing puzzle data and understanding it on the server side is something I haven't done much. So developing the libraries and the code for that is actually going to be very useful. But this number is interesting. I'm going to tell Simon and Mark about this. I haven't had a chat from them in a while. All right. But what I'm really here for today is to actually continue and finish the PuzzleDB integration and maybe try to figure out a way of updating it online. So right now, the problem is that the database to push it online takes a while because it's like a gigabyte of stuff. And I'm tempted to try to run the script, the import script from the API files into the database, which takes about a minute and a half to just run it on the server. Now the problem is I don't know how long it will run on the server, and if there are any other issues. So it might be a bit risky to do that on the live server in case it crashes or binds it up or whatever. But first, let's have a quick look at my demo killer script, which is the script I use to decode these super compressed killer Sudoku. And currently, they don't seem to work with the new server-side script, which, by the way, isn't even hooked up to the database. I mean, it tries to hit the database, but the database is not running. So it's just to test the code that it falls back correctly, which it obviously does not. So let's have a look. Yeah, somebody's asking about the percentage. We can ask how many puzzles have... so wait, we have... Let's copy that number again. We have that as the number of puzzles with a 3x3. And this many in total. So I think we'll divide this by that, right? So that's how percentages work, right? 40%. And the total number here is... All right, so in this part here, I want to see... Actually, we should be able to try this locally as well. Yeah, because we can just run the script locally. So that'll give us a little bit more insight, potentially. And I think, yeah, obviously locally the database is running, so we're gonna have to shut that down because it's currently not working on the server where it's not running. So if I now go somewhere to create a new puzzle, it does that. It says create new short ID success. But this doesn't work, and I suspect it's waiting for something in the response here. I think it's waiting for the short ID to be returned. So let's have a quick look at the demo killer script. I don't really need to be backwards compatible with it. But let's see. Response. Where is this being output? Why am I not seeing that here? Did I? Is there something else here? Creating short ID. Wait, this is... Oh, okay, wait. All right, so this is the compressed data. Then we're creating a script. Trying to remember how this works. So when we click on the link, I think it generates the iframe stuff here. Creating short ID for puzzle. Oh wait, this is the auto short ID thing here. Okay. And next URL.href path name. Yeah, it's expecting the short ID response, which for some reason I left out. Okie dokie. So that definitely needs to go back in. So create new short ID. Done. Success. Short ID. Oh. Because it comes in without a short ID. And I'm not running the code that returns the short ID in this case. Ah, okay. Well, that's the sort of bugs I expect, and it's actually should be an easy one to resolve. Let res equal. So if we're looking at res here, like if we're doing this, and then I'll click that or that. This shouldn't be a problem. Why is that a problem? Admin.in admin init. Okay. So if I refresh this whole page, go down somewhere. Clear that, click that. Creating short ID for puzzle pending. I have a feeling that this catch doesn't handle this correctly. Alright, that's not good. Alright, let's track down where this happens. So we have, let's do this, console.log and libp puzzle. Let's enable this. In fact, let's put that here. What's my phone want? Ah, it's just charged. Okay. But we're also hitting handle serve puzzle here. So we probably need to log that too. Okay. And if I click this, what happens? So handle serve puzzle, we have this. So then that does create short ID because I think that hits the auto short ID. So this is the one where it says creating short ID for puzzle. And then it hits create link here, handle admin create link, and that doesn't return correctly. Handle admin create link. Create link. Error empty response. Oh, we have timeout? Oh, wait, is it because now I have to wait for this? But no. Do I have to wait for this for creating links? I might have to. Okay, so let's try that. So what did that do? Result success. Create undefined done. But res is this. Okay. The problem is the res from the data MongoDB doesn't come back nicely wrapped up like that. So I might have to either handle it here, which is what I'll do now, but in the future, obviously, it needs to be just one or the other. So if res.shortid short ID equals res.shortid. Short ID 2 and short ID 1. All right. Now we have to wait again. How long does it take currently? 5 seconds. Why does it take so long? 5 seconds, okay. It seems to take longer if it's... Alright, so that fixes that. Now, if I restart the database server, it's probably gonna turn out slightly different. Alright, let's restart the server. If I click this, what happens now? Res. It waited for this one. It didn't come back from Mongo. Why? So it still hits create new short ID. Why does it not hit handle DB create short ID? Let's see. Okay. To debug this effectively, I'm gonna have to pull the promises out of there. So let ps equals that. PS is my variable for arbitrary lists of promises. So let res equals await promise.any ps. So that's results as usual. And then we can do promise.all ps dot then the res equals console.log. Let's just do that. Like that. And catch. Catch. Right? That should do the trick. So what happens? So I'm gonna have to look a little bit. Ooh, don't press the X. Look a little bit more carefully. So the result is here. So it came... so here we go. So that's short IDs. And all this data. Short ID2 is undefined. Okay. So then we'll do... and we'll only do this if short ID is not defined. If res.short ID and res.short ID is not equal to short ID. Short ID. If res.short IDs for that if res.short IDs and if basically what I want to think is if we're giving it a short ID, we don't want to return a different one, right? We want to return the short ID that actually got used. Dot find if find short ID find short ID as SID equals short ID. Short ID. How about we do this? We don't actually need the whole thing. It's just confusing. And then we'll do short IDs.find. See what that outputs. If it finds that okay, I think what we want to do first, we want to get this a little bit do this a little bit more systematically. I could also map that, so I could map them both to a list of short IDs. I think that makes more sense actually. So we can say let short IDs equals something like this. Like that. The problem is if this is undefined, that's okay. I think we'll get an undefined element in there. We don't actually care. I don't know if I can push, like, if I can assign undefined to an array that if it's undefined, it doesn't get added. But anyway, this is fine. So then we can do this, and then we don't have to do any of the other stuff. And then we don't care, you know, this is the thing that translates between the two systems, basically. Oop. And we don't actually need to do that either. If I do this, short IDs. Oh, but we need to map these. So here we'll do a map, short ID, short ID, like that, right? So if I do this, what do we get in short IDs? Yeah, we get this one and we get an undefined. That's fine. And now we should get more than an undefined, right? Actually, no, we will never get more than an undefined because the database should return first. I think. Short IDs is that. Even though later on we're coming back with the short IDs database. I don't think that's a problem, as long as the systems are in sync. What I probably want to do in the future is that if... Because the problem is the database might return later than that. So I don't actually... I want to... I'll probably want to do actually the database first, and if that fails, do the other one. Not just whichever one finishes first. And maybe that's how I should do it. So what we should do is, what we really should do is this. We should do a try. So we'll do a let res. Then we'll do a try res equals this. The only problem is here they don't run in parallel. Promise.all, promise.any. What is the other one? Promise.sum? Promise.sum? Any. I basically want them to all execute, no matter which one fail. Reject with resolvers, all settled. I think that's the one. Also, the text and internal promises input and out returns promise. This return promise fulfills when all of the inputs promises settle. Ah. Baseline wildly available. Ugh, I hope that's good enough. This feature is well started and works across many since 2020. Alright, so if I do promise all settled, if I do await promise.all settled, like that, because now they all execute. Simultaneously, and then I don't have to do this thing here. I don't need to do this thing. Yeah. And then I can maybe do this up here, and then I'll figure out the rest. Like if I do this here and click that, what happens? So all settled, status fulfilled, fulfilled value. The whole point though is the point was that if one fulfilled more quickly, it wouldn't have to do the other one. But for create link, it doesn't actually matter. We still want to do both, really. Now, if I run the same one again... Fulfilled. All right. So what if I do then for const, what do we have? We get status value of res if status equals fulfilled if status equals fulfilled, break. That's the one we're going to use, right? And then, so it means we'll use this one first and then the second one afterwards. And we can do something like let short IDs equals burp. And then we'll do something like short IDs dot push. And then we basically kind of do something like this. I think we'll push this and this. Something like that. And not res, but value. Short IDs or short ID. All right. And then we'll do this at the bottom. And so if I run that now, and we'll test it both with and without the database running. So apparently the ratio we got earlier is the exact ratio you would expect if it happened just by random distribution, which, you know, ranks being ranks has obviously already figured out. So what we can do now is we can actually look at each individual quarter and let ranks confirm or deny those as well. I got something wrong here. 3.80. No opening brace. So that's we got. So we've got the total. R1C1 is, what do we get? 2746. So the numbers actually look very suspiciously like what we should be getting. Find R1C9 is 2430. And then this would be R1. Find. This would be row 9, column 1 is 2430. Oh, is that the same? It can't be identical. No, I didn't paste properly. 2516. 2516. And R9C9, which is this one, is 2631. And let's get the percentages quickly. 2746 is no, other way around. So that's 12%, 12.23%. That's 10.83%. That's 11.21%. And finally, this one would be... No, not right now. I'm busy mathing. 11.72%. Okay, and then the final one, R1, or I don't know, is there what's the mathematical symbol for or? I'm not sure, I don't remember. I know it from engineering. Set theory, I guess. But it doesn't really apply here. This is probably more like the what's the word? Probability or, if there's such a thing. And this is the one for all three. Right. I think these are the only ones we really care about here. I don't actually care about any of this other stuff. So if we run that, we should get the same number as before. I'm just running it again to verify. We got a different number now because I've been creating a couple of puzzles. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. And that's the 42.39%. Boom. Let's see if Ranks appreciates these. Oh, he actually linked to the theory and programming post about that. So let me see. Is it possible to have any threes in the corner of any box? Or in general, can it not be in any corner of any box or so? All right. Anyway, what were we looking into? We were looking into this, and we were looking into what the short IDs are in the end, and we get that. So now we want to say, if we can find the short ID in that list, we'll return that short ID. If we don't find the short ID in the list, we'll return the first short ID in the list. I would like to filter short IDs. This will always work. Because if that is undefined, I guess I can do the same thing, like this, value short ID or array. Does this work? So if I say I have an array, right? So let's say we have 1, 2, 3, undefined, right? We get that array. If I say undefined or array, we'll get an array. And if I say undefined or array undefined or dot array, oh, that won't work, will it? We would have to convert this into an array as well. Because this is a syntactic thing. All right, we're just gonna be here plain if value short ID short IDs dot push value short ID. So we'll just do that. And we can do that first even. Actually, no, because we want the database stuff to preempt the file stuff, if possible. Okay. Man, I don't know why this takes so long, though. It feels like it's taking too long. Console.time. How long is this taking? Or is there something else that happens elsewhere that's causing this delay? Oh, no, because... God damn it. The problem is... The whole idea was that it would return more quickly after restarting the server, since I can just go to the database. So probably... I almost want to add a delay to the file one. It's almost like I always want to wait for the database one first. And if that happens, I don't even want to do the file-based one. Except I still need to do it, but I don't need to wait for it. That's the thing, right? But it'll make the code a bit messy. Do I want to do that? Do I want to do that? All right, so let's see. Okay, what would be the strategy? We would execute the database one first. If it succeeds, we'll execute the file-based one as well, but we don't wait for it. If it fails, we execute the file-based one and we wait for it. And it feels like we're doing something twice here. So let me okay, let me just do it quickly. I'm waffling about. I can probably do it more quickly than to work it out in my head what makes sense here. So we'll do a catch error blah 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 console.error roar error one try. So we'll do this. Let res equals await that. And the timeout should be quick enough that even if the server isn't running, and in fact we'll try it first with the server not running. I think it'll be 500 milliseconds though. I think. So if we do that, all right, so if I click this, what happens? The error happens pretty quickly. Oh, because the connection error already happens. We're not actually timing out here. So that's actually nice. So if the error happens here, we'll just... Okay, so we'll do let short IDs equals that. And if we have an error, we'll say let res equals await this. And then short ID singular here. If I do this and I click that, because then as soon as that fails, we hit this, and then it should wait, which is what we want. And then we have res.shortID. All right. So then if res.shortID is not equal to shortID, shortID equals res.short. Actually, in this case, res.short will always be shortID because it's either the same or different. If it's different, we want to return the different one. So then we'll do shortID 2 at the bottom, and we'll do shortID 1 at the top. Right, and then short IDs we don't actually care for. Right. Actually, yeah. And then finally, we don't actually need to execute finally here because this would have arc executor. So we need to do the synchronous version of this only in this case here. So I do this, right? We get the error here. We get that, and then our response is this. Great. Can read properties of undefined reading find one. All right, that's fine. Now, if it succeeds, which we can simulate by starting up our server, then we'll end up here. And then we'll do this. Right, short IDs.mat. So let's just do this quickly here. Boom, boom. Res.shortIDs, map short ID, yada yada. So if I now click this, for example, right, we'll we have a connection timeout. Why though? Why do we have a connection timeout? Short ID 1, res.short ID. Okay. So basically what I want to do is, if the puzzle has multiple short IDs, I don't want to return a different one than the one that came in. If the one that came in isn't part of it for some reason, then we want to return the first one. Otherwise, we want to return the original one, right? So if wait, console.log. We'll do this, res.short IDs dot find short ID as SID. SID equals short ID. You know what? It's easier if I do this. Let short IDs equals this. Right? And then short ID dot includes short ID. We'll actually just log that out straight up. And then if not, because if it includes, it shouldn't include undefined anyway. So if it's, we don't have to do anything if it includes it, because we can just return the short ID that came in. But if it doesn't include it, then short ID equals short IDs. Short IDs 0. I think that should do the trick. So if I do this now, right? Short IDs that includes false. And then the return value is this R01. Okay. That works. So rank says there's a bias for a 3 to be in the upper left corner. But what about if I use a different number? So what about, let's say we use 1s. Is there bias of 1s to the upper left corner or not? Or the idea is basically that if the numbers for 1s differ less in percentage point terms, then it's likely that the 3s are biased artificially, right? And this looks like the variance is quite different. So I'm telling ranks about this. And it looks actually not too different. What about 2? Now I almost want to write a piece of code that does this automatically. So for 2, we got that. I guess I could, in theory, calculate all the likelihoods for all the digits in all the positions. I don't know how useful that would be, though. I could train a Markov model. Maybe simple Markov chains. All right, so now we're getting... Hey, babe. Power came back about... Was it flashing me? Oh, I can't see it from here. 1 hour, 15 minutes ago. Power was out all over the place there. I'm impressed they just managed to knock the whole country off the grid and then just switch it back on without something blowing up. I'm surprised that it was so quick as well. Alright, so, where were we? So now, we're testing the version with the server running. We get short ID here, and we just return that, and it'll work. Okay. Now, in this case, we're not executing this, so we need to execute this, and we need to match the short ID. So that's actually good. So then we can just execute that here afterwards. We can do done res. I think we're just gonna run it. I'm tempted to just fire and forget this here. But we could also error report on it. Dot catch. If we do a catch here, error, and then console.error. Error in. And this. We'll do this. And we'll clean this up later. Or we just remove it once we're going once we're just removing the file-based API. Okay, so what's happening? We're executing this. If there's no error, we use it to get the short ID and we'll prepare our returns. We're also using that short ID to now create a specific short ID on the file-based API. So it should match the database in this case. If we have an error, this should not reach this catch because it's async and we're not using await. If we have an error, we run that and then just use that as the short ID. Right. And I think that's it. And that should fix it. And also make all this unnecessary. Boom. So let's refresh all of this. And let's just load up some random ones. And they should all create in the... Now, what I don't like is why do I get 2 here? In fact, why does it hit it twice? Oh, okay, that's internal stuff. Now, does that... It shouldn't create things twice, though, right? So if I do this, we get here, handle serve puzzle. My nose. Handle serve puzzle. I think we need to limit that because that's gonna spam up the logs pretty bad. Go, we walkies. Walkie time with Greta. You wanna go walkies? Yeah. Oh, you wanna go walkies with me? Sorry, I'm streaming today. No, my nose is... One sec, guys. I gotta say bye to Toby. apologies, my nose has just gone bonkers, as it sometimes likes to do. Ooh, it's just itching, 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 itching. Apparently I have a damaged nerve in my nose, according to a doctor. Not fun, I tell you. Ciao guys, see you later. Alright, anyway, I think we've solved that issue. I think the double load here has to do with something else. I think it's when it's loading the first time, maybe? What if I do this? And then I go here. This is where it does a double load. But it does hit it twice. I don't know why. Network. Hmm. All right, so let's shorten this because I don't want that in the logs. It's gonna spam out the logs. Handle surf puzzle. I think this is actually also just temporary. I'm not gonna keep running that. All right. So if we go back to this and then there. What the hell? Why did it not work there for a sec? I go here. Scroll down and click this link. That works. If I go back to here, no. If I go to here, scroll down and do a new one, it works. This one works as well. This found in PuzzleDB. Actually, I don't want to log that out. Do I? Well, for now, I don't actually mind. So the changes here aren't actually huge. Yeah, we just replaced this with this. This is actually not too crazy. Actually, I like that, yeah. So let's deploy that. Deploy server. No. And then to list PM2 restart 6. I think 6 should be beta. All right, let's do a quick test run. All right. So it's interesting because besides my demo killer script, this bug wouldn't have easily shown up. But at the same time, it's a universal bug that could have broken other things. So I'm kind of glad that we found it that way. All right, so I'm just going to play this now. Today I'm going to take it a bit easy. I'm kind of stressed about releasing this into production, so I'm actually not shy about, fiddling with it a bit longer to see if any problems pop out. So 22, 32, 38. That's a 7. That's a 6. That's not a 6, and that's a not a 9. Let's see. 18, 21, 31, 37. That's an 8. So these two add up to 8, I guess. Oop. There's dirt on my screen. Oh, my screen's dirty. All right. So let's see what else we got. What else do we got? What else we got? Yep. Oh, that can't be an 8. Therefore, that's not a 7 because of this 8, 9 here. 15, 26, 36. So these two add up to 9. Not so useful. 19, 29, 32. 32. So these two add up to 13. So that's 4, 9, 5, 8, 6, 7. But that cannot be a 7. So that cannot be a 6. This one doesn't have a 7 in it. That's interesting. Not that interesting, really. This can't have an 8 in it. Alright, mildly interesting. 6, 7. So there's no more 6, 7s on this row. Sorry, on this column. 8, there's no 8 in here, and there's no 8 in here. Ah, maybe 4, 9, 5, 7, 6, 7, 5, 7, 4, 3, 5, 7, 9. I don't think they fully overlap, so they're not like... They're not resolving each other, I think. Ah, but these two do. This can't be a 2, 4. Therefore, that can't be a 1, 4. That means we cannot have a 5, 7 here, and that means we cannot have a 4, 9 here. Alright. This one now can't have a 1 or 5, which makes us a 2, 6 pair, which is resolved. Alright, and then these three are 3, 4, and 9. And the 9's got to be here. So we have 3, 4, 9. Then 1, 2, 6, 7. Can't be a 6, though, so it's 1, 7. No 1 here, and that's got to be a 5. Or, oh, no. No, that's wrong. Where did I go? Where did I go so wrong? I don't know, but I now no longer have confidence in any of my stuff, so we're gonna restart this quickly. I'm gonna keep the time to punish ourselves. Let's do that again. So that's 19 plus 5, 19 plus 5, 24, 26, 36. That's not... Was that different before? We got this one wrong, really, of all the things. Alright, that's not great. That's not great, of course. Alright, that can't be an 8, 9. That can't be a 6, 7. Now, that can't be a 9, so 5, 6, 7, 8. And no 8 here. No 5 here. This doesn't have a 9 in it. So this doesn't have a 9 now. 4, 5, 7, 8. So we got that pretty wrong before. Ah, yeah, and the 6 and the 5 have that constructive interference. Or destructive interference, actually. 5, 7. So this is now a 6, 7. So 4, 8. I said 5, 7. I meant 4, 8. I don't know why I said 5, 7. Alright. This is not a 1, 6 or 2, 5. This is a 3, 4 now. Did I write? I don't know. I got something really wrong there before. Alright, this can't have a 4 in it. And it can't have a 3 in it. Alright. No 8 or 4 in here. 2, 9, 5, 6. Mark that down quickly. Alright, what else did we have earlier? We knew this was a 13 pair, and this was like 8 or 9 or something. Not super interesting. This 24 is huge. My lips are dry. 22, 32, 38. 38, that leaves this to be a 7. Okay, because I was worried about that being wrong, and that seemed like a very clear set of deductions and digits and whatnots. Okay. This is a 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6, 7, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 7 has to be here. So no 6 or 7 up here. No 8, 6 or 7. 6, 7, 8. So this is... Well, okay, we know these are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So... Could still have a 2, 4, 5. I'm just checking the calculator here, and I'm checking if we could do with or without large digits on this one. Alright. What are these? 23... Sorry. 20, 31. So these are 14. 14, 29, 34. 34. So these two are 11. Ugh. That's not super great. Not super great. It's kind of a 6 in it. That's kind of not really interesting. This one can only have one of these 5 digits in it. And it can't have... Oh, it can't have any 3 or 4. That's actually quite something. And then 159. Like, it can't have 1 and 9. It can't have 5 and 9. So it's got an 8 in it. And it has... 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7 can't be up here. So there's a 6 or 7 here. So this is 1 to 8. And then this is 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. And the 1 can't be here. Now, the 1 is with the 7. And the 2 is with the 6. 1 or 2. And then 6 or 7 here. And in fact, 2, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's what's down here. Could this be a 2? Would this... this one still have an 8 or a 7 in it. If this is a 7, we don't need an 8 in here. But then we'd need a 6. In fact, we need a 6 or a 7. But we don't necessarily need an 8. So 6 or 7 needs to be here. So we could have a 6 here and a 7 here, huh? Yeah, I don't like that just yet. 4 needs to be on this side. 6 and 7. 6 could be here. Oh, 405. Does that help us? Vis-a-vis this 11? I don't think so. 26, 36. So these two add up to 9, huh? So they can't have a 9 in it. That can't have a 9 in it. So the 9 is either here or here. Ugh, almost interesting, but not really. 2956, 2956. Ah, my calves hurt. Why? I didn't do anything with my calves. Sitting on my butt. Actually, I've been scooting around the island for Greta's birthday. Oh, I forgot again to ask for a birthday shout out from Simon Mark. I don't know if I would get it. Hey, that can't be a 2-3. Is that useful? Maybe. We can't have a 1 or a 4 in here now. And we can't have a 4 in here. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this can't have a 1 and 4 in it. But it can have a 1 or 4. And it's not trying to have a 1 and a 4 in it. Won't make a lot of sense, to be honest. What did I say earlier about these two? 13 or something? 27, 32... 13. 13 is 4, 9, 5, 8, 6, 7. No, it can't be 4, 9 anymore. This can't be a 7, so that can't be a 6. This could be 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. 2, 3, 9. Oh, okay. That pinned down this 14 cage to this variant. Interesting. No, that's useful yet, though. Or 1 can't be here now, so that's a 1, 7. Okay, that's not a 7 now. Interesting-ish. So the 1 needs to be here or here, so that can't be a 9 anymore. So no 9 here. This can't be a 9? Why not? Ah, because that can't be a 4. But the 9 is then either here or here. Ooh, okay. Oh, we're getting close to something here. They're sort of all semi-resolved. And this couldn't have a 1-7 in it, but it's not trying to. For this to be a 1-7, this could be an 8, but this could still be a 2-6. So I cannot exclude that possibility. I feel like I'm running out of steam here. I felt like I was doing good for a bit. Just a little bit. So we need 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, this could still be the 5. This could be a 5 and a 6, 8 down here. So these don't necessarily have to be small. Anything else? 2, 3. No, nothing. Nothing in this line wants to be 2, 3. So we're gonna have. Might have to do some maths. I don't like doing maths. These are 9. Can we exclude any digits for that? Only the 1 for on this end, I guess. Which isn't great. Anything else here? Okay, this can't have a 7 in it anymore now. That doesn't reduce it by much. The 1, if there's a 1, it has to be here. So it has a 1 or a 2 in it. It has a 1 or a 2 in it. This has a 1 or a 2 in it. But if it has a 1 here, this would have to have a 2. Don't know if that helps. 8 or 9. 8 can't be here. But it could be here. 6. 6 could be here. 5. Not really. 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. What about this one? So this has got to have a 2 or an 8 in it. Which it's guaranteed to have. Doesn't have a 9 in it. 6 could be here. 1, 5. Don't think that we can limit that any further. 6 to be here. Here. This one couldn't be like a 4, 5 or 4, 6. So it can't be this one. It can't be a 5, 7 either. Can't be a 6, 7. Okay, so we're actually excluding all the 7s. That's kind of good. What else can it not be? It cannot be a 4, 4, 6. Can't have a 4, 5. So this has an 8 or 9 in it over on this side. This is an 8 or 9 on this side. That doesn't mean anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hoped it would do more. Ah, wait, we can write down some options for this one. Oh, this can't be a 6, so this can't be a 5, which means this can't be an 8, right? Because these add up to 13, I believe. Yeah, 13. Okay, 6, 8, or 5, 7. Now, this one here is a 5, 8, or a 6, 7. 5, 8, or 6, yeah, it's the other set of these. So this can't be a 3 and a 5, which is... It doesn't try to. Now this one has to have a 5 or 7 in it, so we can narrow it down a little bit, but we haven't actually excluded any specific digits. 7 or 8, 9, 3, 4. Like there's a must-have digit in here, for example. 7. 7. We know there's a 7 here. That means there's a 7 here. 7, 4, 7, 1, or 7... wait, can that be a 7? If that's a 7, there's a 5 here, and we can't have a 5 and a 7, so that can't be a 7. Okay. So this is either 7, 4, or 7, 1. So this cannot have a 4 and a 1 in it, but it doesn't want to, so it's not a problem. We can exclude anything with 4 and 5. But we don't have that option. Do we have 1 and 4? Yes. This can't work because of the 6 cage. 1 and 4, 2 and 5 can't work either. And 4 and 5, we've checked that already. And 1 and 2 is not an option. But it means we can exclude the 1 from here, which is sort of interesting. This can have a 7 in it. Can we exclude anything from that 10 cage? 8, 9, 2, 3, 4, 6. If it could be this, then this would be a 4, 6. So either this has the 6 or this. So can it have a 6, 4? It can't have a 6 and not a... No, because the 4 could be in here. Alright, that doesn't help either. Meh. Meh. Alright. 6 and 7 here. But without resolving this, 6 or 7 in a column is not really very limiting. Is there anything here? Like, if this can't be a 2, because then this would be a 4 or 5, and that would exclude that from here, but I don't like that as a limitation. It doesn't feel very limiting. Do we want to fill this in and then see if we can exclude anything? Because we can exclude 1 and 7 from here. Oh, I don't like this. Because there's 4 options. So like that can't be a 1, 7, that can't be a 9, 3. Yeah, that doesn't look good. That doesn't reflect well on my character, does it now? 3, 8. Yeah. What about this one here? 13, so it's 20. What about all of these? Ugh. Ugh. It's not great. These are 7. That's 23, 28, 38, 46, 47, 57, 64. 64 minus 9, 26. So these are 26. These are 26. So 24 plus 17, 24, so it's 15. So these are 15, 30, 40, 57, 58, 68, 77, 77. So these 3 are 13. So 26 minus 13. So these 2 are 13. So that's 3 or 5. That's kind of interesting, actually. That means there's no 5 down here. If I got this right, and I'm not sure I did. And now we know this has, this now can't have a 3 in it. Could never have had a 5 in it anyways. This now has to have a 3 or a 5 in it. So it eliminates this one with the 8. Also, it doesn't have a 7 in it. Wait, these are all low now. So this is a 2. This has got to be like that, right? Huh. Alright. 8, 5, 6, 7. No 3 here. 4, 8. No 4 here. That's 2, 4, 9. That's a 9. 1, 2, 9. 8, 7. 4, 7. 2, 4, 5. No 5 here. Ah, my nose. Wait, what was this? Oh, I don't know. My phone flashed something at me. Alright, so then here we have 1, 6, and 7. No, not 1, 6, 7. 1, 7, 9. So that can't be a 1. My nose. Okay, 2, 3. 2, 5. So that gets the 4 in here. No 2 there. No 1, 5 here. So no 2 and 4 over there. Okay, 2, 4. And that is a 5. That's 3, 4. So that's becomes 7. Oop. 7, 2, 6. And the 8 goes here. Is that the 7 now? Alright. And then these... Oh, what's this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these 2 are 2, 9. That's 2, 9. 9, 2, 9. 9. 6, 2. 5, 6. 1, 5. 4, 8. Okay. Now this one has to be a 1, 7, 9, I guess. 7, 9, 1. 4, 1 here. 12 with a 1. 2, 9. Can't be a 3, 8. Can't be a 4, 7. Could be a 5, 6 or a 2, 9. 2, 9, 5, 6. Okay. This is now 6, 8. So that cannot be a 5, 6 anymore. 6, 3, 2, 4, 8. Oh my god, why is my nose itching? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 1. 3, 8. And then this gotta be 1, 9. And then this gotta be 3, 5. And that's 7, 4. 6, 5, 3, 4, and 6, 7. All right. Okay, dokie. Now, Ranks is suggesting to do a heat map. Now, I've done a heat map image before, but I don't remember where that code is because it's go to canvas and draw in it and stuff. So it's not trivial. So anyway, that's working now. Let's have a quick look what that looks like in the logs. Didn't I remove these logs? Reading find 1, yeah. So The error in get puzzle is probably stuff I don't want to do. All right, so now the other task is to basically update the database and synchronize it online. So there's two little questions here. Is it worth uploading the import script? First of all, so let's have a quick look at the import script. Let's have a look at it in a manner that's informative. How big is the script? So it's 39K because there's a whole bunch of this sort of stuff in there. Also, I'd have to reconfigure it to connect to the online version and to look at the right files. So I'd prefer not to have to do that. Now, the code that I used to upload the database, I think I gzipped it. And then just, not even rsynced, SCP copied the file. So the question is any of that anywhere still? Any of that code? So if I do this, is there some comment in here somewhere with the script? Do I have a notes file for Mongo stuff, for database stuff? Notes. 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 No. Let me just have a quick look at this. Notes here. I have notes MongoDB. Starting the service, installing things. Is there the thing for dumping and restoring? Yeah. Now I think I might have added those to my npm scripts as well. It's still itching. It's still itching. Why is it itching? I don't know. So I have backup. Okay, that's the API. No, I have this. Yeah. So that'll do a local backup of the file. All right. So first of all, let's rerun the script to update it. No. First of all, let's run the script that fetches the latest API stuff, right? So I think it's in this one. So we have sync. No, it's in this one then. It's gotta be in one of these, right? Fetch API all. Okay, so let's start from here. npm run fetch API all. So that should get all the latest API files. Then we'll update the thing. And hopefully, because everything syncs to both the file system and the database, they should be fairly synced up. There might be a few puzzles missing just from the period of time that I'm messing with this now. And I might have to run it again at a later stage. But at least we can maybe test it with the actual database server running. Okay, so we've done a fetch. I should have run the count first. But we can run it afterwards at least. Okay, local production, local beta. Then we can do npm run sync API production. So that should just copy all the files over using the Windows copy because the WSL copy is super slow. Now they should match between production and beta. Okay. Now we should be able to go to here and run this npm run build puzzledb. Let's time it. I think it takes about 1.5 minutes or so. In the meantime, do we want to start up the server on... No, we don't want to start up the server. We want to... we might have to, though. Okay, so now what's happening here is we might get new corrupted puzzles, because the way things are, unfortunately, for some reason, a lot of puzzles come in with bad data. And currently, I manually filter them out. So it's a bit of a pain in the butt. Because I just want to have a manual peek at them, make sure that they're actually bad, and not just some problem in my scripts and whatnot. So it's processing about 126,000 now, and that's why this is super urgent to finish, because holy moly, there's more and more and more of these damn things. And in fact, I think on my server, yeah, the drive is filling up, and it'll crash the server, basically. I'm pretty sure bad things will happen when if the drive fills up. Alright, so we have a couple of hash collisions, but I think they're benign. They're basically, it means that there's the same puzzle is potentially exists in slightly different encodings and slightly different versions where the data is slightly different, but the puzzle itself is the same. So the hash it calculates on the puzzle data ends up the same. But it should merge these pretty well by itself already. And that's why we have a huge discrepancy between API puzzles, which are the raw short IDs, and puzzle info, which oh, because we're in the process of making it. But it's about 78,000 or something, so about like a good what, 50% less? Not 50%, less than that. About 30 to 40% less. All right. So now if I do this, 88,758. Okay. So now the next step, and actually, I'm going to write a little bit of a script here. Sync puzzle DB, because each time I do this, I'm kind of lost a bit. So 1 fetch. So we'll actually write this down. It was in CTC. Yeah. So CTC app fetch API all to CTC app sync API. No. Sync API production. Right, 3. Sudoku data. Build puzzle DB. 4. And now this is where it gets interesting. We'll have SudokuPad app, backup. Didn't we have one just now which said local backup puzzle DB local? There we go. So 4 in api.sudokupad.com backup DPI. And now let's have a look at this one specifically. So this does that. Okay. Well. npm run backup dash puzzle, and we'll time that as well, because it'll be interesting to know how long that takes. And we'll find that in our backup drive, which I believe is going to be where is it? Backups SudokuPad MongoDB. MongoDB. So that'll be in here. And it'll be one of these files, I'm guessing. Something like this. All right. So that gets us this file, I believe. 616, yeah. 379. Now, what I don't have is I don't have a straight up script to restore this into the online database. Okay, well, and I'm pretty sure I've had something like that written out here. We've done this. Let me just look at the whole thing. gzip drop archive. Ugh, what is this though? It's an AGZ file. Mongo restore from into, this will be from to. So I think this was my test to make sure it all works. So 5. I'm gonna try that locally first, because locally I have like a second clone database. Because this should overwrite everything, right? So because locally I've created this puzzledb2. And then the question is, can I rename puzzledb to puzzledb2 before I do this on the server? No such file or directory. Wait, cd burp up back ups burp mong SudokuPad Mongo puzzle MongoDB puzzle. Which one is it? This one. So why did it say that didn't exist? Stat. No such file or directory. Does it not like the fact... I think the Mongo restore is running under Windows. Am I slashing the right way? Okay, what if I do this? mnt/e/backups. Except now backups I think is capitalized. So it'll be something like that. Okay. So we probably need to empty that out first. Mongo restore. So we had that script here. Mongo restore drop. So if I do that, and we'll put that at the front so I don't ever do this accidentally. Okay. Alright, that's pretty quick actually, so far. 483 megabytes, 714 megabytes, geesh. Just so big. What's this? Index, okay, these are just, okay. Alright. Let us, refresh. Refresh. PuzzleDB2. PuzzleDB is 940 megabytes. PuzzleDB2 is 381. Why? PuzzleDB 126.432.88.7. 126.432.88.7. And Puzzle Store we don't need anymore. So we should be able to drop that one. Puzzle Store, because we eliminated the need for this. So now this is, if I go back here, 681, 940. I'm guessing that has something to do with some sort of internal decompactification. Okay, so now I need to do the same thing remotely onto the server. And I think some of the stuff here might help me with that. Right. So I think if I now do this and then port, do this, and do that. And then I guess I'll do that. And that'll overcome that problem, right? So let's try that. If I do this, And then we'll do that. And execute that. What's gonna happen? This is gonna be exciting. Let's see what's happening on the server. I think I can connect to my remote server actually now. If I do this, can I connect to this? Ugh, doesn't like that. Can I connect to copy connection string? No. Can I duplicate this and edit this? No. Connect. Disconnect. Can I just edit this? Edit. Why can I not edit this? New connection. 4, 3, 2, 1. AWS 4 over SH. Connect. Connection refused. Fuck. Oh, because the SSH tunnel is... Shoot. Because the SSH tunnel is under Linux and this is trying to connect. No, but it should still work. It's just running under that port. It doesn't care. The problem is, I'm not sure if this is continuing now. Oh, it sucks that there's no feedback. Why there's no feedback? There should be feedback, right? There should be this stuff. What's the difference here? I'm using Mongo Restore, but I'm using the archive thing here. What if I change this? Let's get rid of that for a sec. Let's put that here. Can I not just do this now if I use port 4321, this thing, and not use the archive flag here? In fact, wait, here I used archive as well. But I used a full qualified file name, and it worked. This is very strange. Well, let's just see. To be fair, I think I'm gonna end the streaming here because it's just a bunch of fiddling around. It might take a while, and I don't know how long. It might take half an hour. I don't know. It's a gigabyte of data, and my SSH is really slow for file copies. Unfortunately, it's like a megabyte per second or something. What does this not like? Connected to server selection, error server selection, timeout, current to... You know what? Didn't I shut the server down and the server isn't running right now? I'm guessing the server needs to be running for this. So if I do this over here and do that... and I just execute that. No, I don't have a password. What are you talking about? MongoD. Seems to be running right now. So I think I might have to restart the tunnel. Ugh, I don't know. Oh, no. I don't have that much experience with this stuff, unfortunately. I've only been recently using Linux via WSL. Thanks, Alepis on the moon. There's not much left of the day. It is pitch dark and it's past 9. And I've been struggling with sleep for months now, so I'm really trying to get to bed a bit earlier. So I sleep more than 5 hours a night and not waste the whole day being sleepy. Now, I don't remember if I need to run the command in a different tab. What if I do this? Ooh, it's doing a thing. It's doing a thing. But this will be super slow. Yeah, look at that. So it needs to upload like a gigabyte of stuff, even though the zip file is 380 megabytes or something. Like earlier we saw it you know, it went up to what, 700 megabytes on one of these files. Yeah, over 1,000 megabytes on this one. I don't know how it figures this stuff out. All right, this is gonna take forever. That's gonna be it for today. I really hope this Puzzle DB is gonna go live next week, and then finally I can get back to working on the account system and really start looking into where I'm gonna take the first release. I want to talk to my patrons about kind of an invite-only alpha testing phase. Patrons and, well, I was going to say, and the YouTubers and the people I know on the server, but most of them are patrons, so I think it's fair to do this for the patrons. I should come up with a form. I should kind of... The whole thing needs to be documented. I need to figure out exactly what it's going to be and handle people's expectations, what it's going to do, and write this all up, even for myself. So I know what I'm working on and what I'm doing, not just this vague cloud of lots of stuff. That's it. That's it for today. It was a very terminally episode, but we had a bit of fun and found out how many threes in the corners there are. Anyway, that's it for today. Take care. Have a good one. And bye-bye. See you next one. Hopefully.